Hello, peoples of the internet. Today, I will be attempting to build a Gavril D series rival. Now, it's going to be a pickup truck, not like that one though. There was another one I believe was more suited to it. This one in particular. It's not a huge nor tiny pickup truck, so it should be about right for the job. Just aerodynamically engineer the front end. Bring it out a little. This doesn't have to have perfect weight balance, it's designed to have things loaded into the way, so I'm not going crazy this time. We're going to give it slightly higher quality, and it's just going to be a fairly standard ladder frame. Only it is 1988, this vehicle's from, not the modern times. So we'll have to do what we can, if it ever lets me fit the engine. Oh no, that body hasn't been invented yet. It's okay. What's this? Too small, that's what it is. And it's just got random mesh there. Not sure what the point of that is. You're not going to store much there. Unless you're putting an engine there, what's the point? I don't know. Would this be more suitable? Perhaps. Nah. Too ugly. It has to be pretty. There was a pickup truck version of this we could use if we bring all that forwards, perhaps. Nah, it's not that practical, really. Maybe no, not a truck of that. It wouldn't work anyway. Can get a bright pink van. Can get a van from the 1940s, I think. No. Ooh, this is a little ugly, but it has got the utilitarian look we need. Don't think we'll need massively wide tyres. Seems to be about the right size, and it does have that rugged look. Maybe I shouldn't have sloped the windscreen that much, I don't know. I can't change that much on it, that must be said. If it actually lets me grab that, I can thin the bed out. That just looks crazy. How about that? Yes, there's a random hole in the back of my pickup truck, but I guess I'll have to deal with it. Front longitudinal. We'll go with standard McPherson struts front, solid leaf on the way. And I think we'll build it out of corrosion resistant steel. Fiberglass. No, that's not built for utility like this is. Yeah, the wheel arches are stupidly tiny, but some things you just have to deal with, I guess. If you want the truck you want. Now, I think I have an idea for an original looking truck. It'll probably look horrible. No. I don't like it. It has got chrome on, so we can build a Luxo truck. Well, give it chrome to give the perception of luxury, and in fact there's not really any luxury at all. Give it some 80s styled headlights. There we go. I don't like it already. At least I'm not going to spend ages building it. Could we have it smiling? Or is like a smiley car? Okay. I don't know if I like that. No. Let's just move this where I originally wanted to put it then. I don't like this at all. Somebody help me. I have a plan. It just may be terrible though. Vents. Can we go with some interesting vents? Trying to get rid of those weird spikes that are coming out of the lights. Where was I? Vents. The D15 will be better looking than this. But utility. Chrome. Chrome and utility. There we go. And then we have space for a number plate if it's necessary. Nope. Didn't want to get rid of them. Yes, it's atrociously ugly. But it's my atrociously ugly pickup truck. Yeah, I actually have something in the back now. It's kind of messy, but, you know, it's better than what was there, which was just a hole. Tail lights. I think I know what to do. Oh. Tail lights don't exist, they're just pieces of metal. I'm thinking what I could do is turn these sideways. They look kind of like some flag. If only I could remember my country flags, which I can't. And these controls are a bit little messed up. Up to down does left to right, and left to right does up to down. There we go. But you don't want to go any higher than that, because it's got this weird slope there. We won't be rivaling the D15 in terms of style. That's for sure. That'll have to do, I guess. And badges. Can have one on there. You have to open the bed from the inside, that's my excuse. Because we didn't want to ruin our beautiful design with a handle. Number plates. Go with an American style plate. There we go. Hi, Angel. That's my cat. Okay, so we have the front number plate now and the rear number plate on this horrendously ugly excuse for a pickup truck. Now we just need one fairly generic exhaust because utility. Can have some chrome on it, why not? But we only want one of them, not two. These tyres are tiny. If my voice ever sorts itself out, we can continue, I guess. Quality. Now we could go with some golden yellow, or just yellow. How about that? Let's just call it sunset. No, it's not a very nice colour. There, bright yellow because utility. Now we'll go with rear wheel drive to rival the base model D series. Yes, we're so fancy. And we'll go with a V6. Can go with full aluminium, I think. Let's go with a push-out engine like GM would. Pushwood V6. This is a very odd engine to make. It is 1988 though, so we might get away with it. I don't know about the cost though. It's not too much on a 3 litre engine. I don't know. 2.5 litres. I'm not feeling brave. And the more displacement you have, the more it costs. I'm too cheap, okay? We're doing a 2.5 litre V6. Can't possibly go wrong. Only I do have another plan. If my plan works, everything will be good. Despite being a small engine. I could probably go smaller, but that'll move the weight more centrewards. Being a V6, it's not as long as other engines. I'm tempted to go for an inline 4 just because I like them, but I shouldn't. Can't have everything with an inline 4. Yep, we're going to have a turbo with an air-to-air intercooler, I think. What amazes me is how this engine's struggling for length already. It's only a 2.5 litre V6, it's not that long. Turn the quality up a little on here. 7 should do it. Go with single point electronic fuel injection because it's cheap. Low quality fuel because utility. It's a utilitarian machine. Turn the quality up there a little because that adds cost if you do it too much. Single exhaust. And we just need to reduce our emissions and noise. It doesn't have to be particularly effective at it. Hello. So now let's start the engine and see how poor the power is. 26.8 horsepower. No, 27.5 horsepower. Pretty poor. Really. Now, if we can just adjust the compression. Probably should bring it down. No. I don't know. It's a little messed up. There we go. That's D-series rivaling power. But I'm not sure I like it, so we'll just mess with its turbocharger stuff, make it as big as we can. Because big turbos are cool. Bring that up, that usually makes it more powerful. And then we'll try and adjust the compression. Because I want it to be economical. No, it doesn't want to work the way I want it to. So it looks like we're adjusting a fuel mixture. Don't want performance intake. Single point electronic fuel injection should theoretically be the problem, but it doesn't look like it's causing any problems. It's a disgracefully underpowered engine nonetheless, and it doesn't even rev that high. I feel like something's wrong with it, but I don't quite know what. I know better types of injection make more power, but that can't be the only problem. No, I don't know. Pressure per square inch. Go with crazy pressure and see how that affects it. No. Low quality fuel, that could be holding it back. Also the exhaust. Now the 6-cylinder D series isn't as underpowered as this. If we just look at it on my mobile telephone. It's a 4.1 litre inline 6 with 167 horsepower. So we're not too far off that. If we could just adjust some more things. Don't suppose that makes too much difference now. If anything makes a difference, it'll be the size of the exhaust. I'm questioning whether I like having this as a turbo though. It's not making enough torque. Well, I'm just going to do something really random and messy and hope it works. Nope, it doesn't. I don't want to go past the air intercooler because money. I'm just being cheap, I know. What if I did that? Would that? No. I'm lost by this engine. I think electronic fuel injection does cause some of the problems. It's just not exactly an ideal type of fuel injection. How much is this? 519.67. I'm just thinking though, being the 80s, it is sometimes more effective to actually go with the carburetors. Try twin eco carburetors. See how this works. It's a crazy engine we've got here though. Don't want to do that? No, looks like eco carburetors are a bit useless. We can make the exhaust smaller though, and that helps. But I've lost power. 2-barrel carburetors. Single 2-barrel. I wonder how that will go. $35. I think having one of these quite large and small is good for economy. I don't know though. As I said, I'm lost by this engine. I can bring this all the way down, can't I, without really affecting it that badly. The lag is surprisingly good, but then that's probably because I'm making next to no boost out of it. If I turn up the boost, it'll mess up the engine completely, but then I can change the compression and hopefully fix it. At least fix it somewhat. There we go, I'm just not utilising the boost properly. So I go back to the eco carburetors and use the boost, as I should. Perhaps I'll get more power. I mean, the eco carburetors are sapping power, there's no way I'm getting around that without going with different carburetors, but I can mess with the PSI, pour more power through the turbochargers to hide the fact that this is a horrendously underpowered car. Unless of course it does that. No, looks like I'm changing the carburetors again. How much are they? Expensive. Can go with twin single barrel. Could try that. It's apparently good for 200 horsepower, but I probably won't get that. There's some point there where it just switches and then pulls loads of power through it. How much is this engine? Relatively cheap, 1632. Turbos were cool back in the 80s, so that's what we're selling it under. Hey, there may be far better naturally aspirated engines out there, but turbos are cool. Well, I'm just finding ways here and there to pull more power through the carburetors. No, not that way. 170, we're finally beating the base model D series for power. Torque though, torque is not great. It's better than it usually is with my engines compared to the power. I am making more torque, but it's not great, and it's turbo torque, so it'll lag. I don't think this is too bad though. I mean, it's competitive to say the least with a 1980s pickup truck, and it's struggling to actually pull itself together. Yeah, that'll be the low quality fuel getting in the way. I'm still making more power, 2 horsepower more than the D series. Now if I just readjust some of this stuff and see how it does, might be able to pull a little extra power through. So where does the torque peak out? 181. Ooh, this is doing some interesting things. I think that's the best we can do. 169, unless... There we go. Marginally better than it was. 170. We've hit an important number in my head. It's got 2 basic carburetors, so I've done what I can really. It's not exactly a high performance engine, but I think it does its job. And wow, it comes out the speakers loud. So, how is reliability? I've not bothered checking that. 63.4, that's not a utilitarian reliability rating, but it'll have to do. We've got pipes sticking out the front just because we need pipes. I don't quite get though, you can have an engine that far back and still have pipes coming out the front. Seems unnecessary if you ask me. Now it has to be manual for utility. 4-speed perhaps. 5-speed isn't that much more though, so why not? 105. I'm surprised it manages to max out at exactly 100 miles per hour. Given the D series is quite similar. You know, it didn't really go above what it had to go above. And I forgot to add door handles so you won't get into this vehicle very easily. Oh well, I can do that later if I even remember. Now it's going to be rear wheel drive, but we need a manual locker because it still has utilitarian roots. And it does help to have the differential so it's less likely to get stuck even with rear wheel drive. I believe the D series would have a open differential, but a manual locker I think works quite well. So, yeah, it's actually got the same transmission style as the D series. Who would have thought? Now, the tyres, I think the D series had something like 215s if I remember correctly. We'll need 225s because of a turbo. No, we won't. It's quite weak actually. Probably need 205 since the engine's not exactly a monster. It has lag and not a whole lot of torque. I mean, I could probably have got more torque from a 4-cylinder engine if I wanted to. There we go, we'll have the same tyres all round for maintenance reasons. I think I'll flare out the rears slightly so they match the front, but I won't be fitting any wide tyres on the back. Really it's just so they match up with the front properly. And where were we? Over here. Can fit 235s all the way. But yeah, that seems to be a decent way of doing things. We can go with some steel wheels. Again, utility. How small do we have to go for me to make them wider? Oh, I can't make them wider. Close enough. 15 inches. I think I can go with some slightly bigger tyres. 16-inch wheels, I think. Maybe even 15s. It's a utility car, remember. And the suspension isn't exactly forgiving, it's leaf springs, so we're going to need some decent tyre tread if we're actually to get decent ride comfort from it. Now, we need slightly higher quality. I mean, having steel wheels over alloys doesn't help, but we want them to be cheap to replace if you do crash or scrape them on the curb or something. Brakes, again, we'll go with fairly decent 2-piston brakes. Braking is important for safety, as I've said before, but we're not going over the top with crazy brakes. I think we'll just go with drums in the rear, make them 190mm perhaps. They're not going to match the front discs for braking power, but the rear doesn't have to do near as much braking anyway. And that bed looks crazy. I think it's just not done something as it's supposed to. Oh well, moving on. It really is ugly, but I didn't spend that long on it, so I actually have an excuse this time. It's a rush job. You know. Have I put a European plate on the front and an American one on the rear? I have. Well, I'll just accept that for now. I don't want to go back and mess with it. We'll go with an off-road skid tray. Again, utility. It won't be perfect, but it'll do its job. Needs some brake airflow. Not loads though. It's not going to be doing hot laps around some test track unless some crazy person tries to do that, but really it's not designed for that, so we don't have to expect it to have crazy levels of brake cooling, just enough to keep it safe. And that engine really is front midship. Like, look at that, it's actually behind the front wheels, I think. Or very, very close to being behind them. It's behind the wheels, definitely. Maybe not the wheels and tyres. So, let's see. We can have 3 seats. Yeah, we'll do that because extra utility. The D series, I think, only has 2, so it can be our extra selling point. Go with a fairly standard interior. We don't want it to be ultra basic, but then we don't want it to be anything luxury. It's just a place people are going to do work, so it needs the right level of comfort, but never too much comfort. And I've lost it. I found it! There we go. It survived. Now to do some damage control. Because when I attempted to save it, it just closed the car. Now we want standard springs. We'll go with gas monotube for a little more comfort, but we're not going over the top here. Again, off-road, which is so out of place, but it works on this. And my cat wants to go out. And overall, I think it's a decent truck. 13 kilograms. And we've got 10.7 seconds 0 to 60. Not great, but for this kind of vehicle it works. Makes more front end lift than it does rear. And the weight balance is actually front bias somehow. Yeah, but that's okay because it is a utilitarian pickup truck. Now, what else do we need to do? The gearing. Now, we'll need to adjust this for economy. Has there ever been a less economical turbo engine, though? We're not getting 8 miles per gallon out of this, to be honest. Thing is, I've built what's actually a high performance V6 for the day, I guess. Well, as high performance as you're getting out of this quality of fuel. So, naturally, it comes with high performance economy. And I found the balance there. It does 10.9 0 to 60, but that's not really important. As long as it's under about 13 seconds, people probably aren't going to care. So let's see how it does round here. So there we have it. Now, I've just noticed it does get to 75 miles per hour in 19.5 seconds, so that's under 20 seconds, which I guess is decent. Beyond that, no one's really going to care. It has enough overtaking speed to keep people happy, I think. Maybe in Germany they would want more because they have de-restricted roads, but in America or the UK or wherever it should be fine. Now, the actual lap time, it's set at 1 minute 44.31, which if we look down the leaderboard, is not great. It's slightly quicker than an Aston Martin DB5 that did a 1 minute 46. Slightly slower than an Overfinch Range Rover, so it's not really with any kind of hardcore sports cars. But then an Aston Martin DB5 is still a sports car, and despite being technologically inferior to this, it is more powerful and lighter, so I don't think it's done too bad in that respect. It's only slightly slower than a Bentley Arnage, so really it's just with heavier, more wallowy competition. And the pedal-powered Porsche, that's 18 minutes 37, so it's quicker than that, so that's an achievement, eh? Now, overall, it's nothing too fancy, but I'm quite happy with what I've achieved here. Comes up as an off-road premium. Yeah, I wouldn't really call it a premium car, but it is off-road. Utility. Farm. No, it's family. I don't know why I was thinking that was farm. It says it right there, family. Yeah, I wouldn't quite call it a premium family sports car, but it's very safe and practical. It's safe and practical, but it's not exactly comfortable and or designed for families. And muscle, which naturally that actually makes sense for once. It does have a V6 turbo on the front and rear wheel drive, so it's like a very, very cheap muscle car, I guess, for people who can't afford an actual muscle car in the 80s. I mean, decent power, remember. Now, we've got decent pricing, actually. 21,400. I think we'll hike that up to about 23,000. Should give us some decent profits. 7% profits. Still fits into utility and things. A prestigious premium utility vehicle. I don't know why people seem to think this is prestigious. I mean, you're not going to drive that down the road proudly. You drive it around the road knowing that it's a barge and you can just smash anything out your way because it's a brick. But you don't buy it for its looks, that's for sure. You know. I mean, I could have done worse with the design, but it's not attractive. Really, you just buy it because it's a decent size pickup bed there. And because you get decently small wheels that won't completely destroy your ride comfort, I guess. But you don't buy it for the prestige of it. I mean, for a 2.5 litre V6 with twin carburetors, it's not too bad for power, but I feel like I could have done more. I'd just made the engine bigger and could have got more torque as well. But I mean, as a basic truck, it works. I could get a V8 or even V10 or something in here, and it would have a lot more torque and a lot more power, and it would be more willing to tow things. But as a basic model of the pickup truck, I think it's okay. So, thanks for watching, and until next time, goodbye until another day.